Imagine you just climbed a mountain. You've been trekking for years, skipping the expensive lattes, saying no to that flashy new car, and watching your bank balance slowly crawl upward. You saw it hit 10,000, then 20, then 40. And finally, cue the confetti. You see those 5 glorious digits, 50,000. For about 4 seconds, you feel like the king of the world. You're a saver, you're disciplined, you're a financial superhero. But then, right as the celebration ends, a cold little voice whispers in your ear, "Okay, genius. Now what?" If you're like most people, that question feels like a bucket of ice water. You get overwhelmed. You look at the stock market and it looks like a roller coaster designed by a madman. You look at retirement accounts and they sound like a bowl of alphabet soup. IRA, 401k, HSA, XYZ. So, you do what feels safe. You close the app. You tell yourself you'll figure it out next weekend. But next weekend becomes next month, and next month becomes next year. Before you know it, your hard-earned 50 grand is sitting in a standard savings account earning 0.1% interest. While you're waiting for the right time, a silent thief named inflation is breaking into your house every single night. He's not taking your TV, he's taking your purchasing power. At 3% inflation, that thief is snatching $1,500 out of your pocket every single year without making a sound. My name is Dollar Bill, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to stop that thief and turn that 50,000 into a fortress of lasting wealth. We're going to walk through the exact order of operations to make your money work as hard for you as you worked for it. I want to introduce you to 2 friends of mine, Alex and Jamie. They're both 30 years old, they have the same job, the same salary, and at the start of the year, they both hit that 50,000 milestone. Alex felt the pressure. The fear of making a mistake felt way worse than the fear of doing nothing. So, Alex left the money in a big-name bank account, earning basically 0 interest. Jamie felt that same fear, but Jamie decided to follow a simple, boring framework. By the time we're done today, the gap between Alex and Jamie is going to be the most eye-opening thing you've ever seen in finance. Because right now, you're probably a lot closer to Alex than you'd like to admit. Let's talk about why your brain is trying to sabotage you. There's a fancy term called loss aversion. Basically, psychologists found that the pain of losing $1 hurts twice as much as the joy of gaining $1 feels good. When you have 50,000, seeing the market dip and losing, $10,000 doesn't feel like a math problem. It feels like someone punched you in the stomach. Your brain is running ancient software designed to protect you from tigers, not to optimize an index fund. But in the modern world, playing it safe by doing nothing is actually the riskiest move you can make. It's a slow bleed. If you leave 50,000 in a 0.1% account for 10 years, your bank statement will still say 50,000, but that money will only buy what 37,000 buys today. You didn't spend a dime, but you lost 13,000 just by being cautious. That's where Alex is right now, feeling disciplined while the bank profits off his hard work. So, how do we fix it? We need a playbook. The financial industry wants you to think this is complicated, so you'll pay them to do it for you. It's not. Let's build your wealth tower brick by brick. Brick number 1, the emergency fund. You need 3 to 6 months of living expenses kept somewhere you can grab it fast. If your life costs you $3,500 a month, you need about $15,000 tucked away for when the universe decides to throw a wrench in your gears, like a transmission failure or a surprise root canal. But here is the trick. Do not keep this at a big traditional bank. They are paying you peanuts. Move that $15,000 to a high-yield savings account, HYSA. These are FDIC censured and just as safe as the big banks, but they pay way more, around 4% or 5% lately. On $15,000, a big bank pays you $150 a year. A high-yield account pays you over $600. That's the difference between a single cup of coffee and a weekend getaway, just for clicking a few buttons online. Jamie did this on day 1. Alex is still earning his 1 annual cup of coffee. Brick number 2, the free money. If your employer offers a 401k match and you aren't taking it, you are literally throwing a bag of cash into a shredder. If they match 100% of the first 4% of your salary, that is a guaranteed 100% return on your money. There is no investment on the planet that can beat that. If you make $75,000, that's $3,000 of free money every year. People walk away from millions of dollars over their lifetime because the HR paperwork felt overwhelming on a Tuesday afternoon. Don't be that person. Capture the match. Every single dollar. Brick number 3, the debt killer. Look at your debt. If you have credit card balances, you're probably paying 20% interest or more. Paying off a 22% credit card is exactly the same as finding an investment that pays a guaranteed 22% return. Spoiler alert, that investment doesn't exist anywhere else. The stock market averages about 10% over the long haul. You can't outinvest a 22% debt, kill it. If you have student loans under 5%, you can probably prioritize investing. If they're over 7%, pay them down. If they're in the middle, flip a coin and pick one, but stay consistent. Brick number 4, the tax-free fortune. This is where $50,000 starts to feel like real power. It's called the Roth IRA. You put in money that's already been taxed, and then, here's the magic. It grows and comes out completely tax-free in retirement. The IRS actually lets you keep all the gains. If Jamie puts $7,500 into a Roth IRA today and invests it in a simple index fund, by the time Jamie retires, that one-time contribution could grow to $130,000, and Jamie won't owe the government a single penny of it. Alex's $7,500 is still sitting in that big bank account, having earned a whopping 2 in interest. Brick number 5, the tax shield. Once you've handled the Roth, go back to that 401k and pump those numbers up. Every dollar you put in lowers your taxable income today. If you earn $80,000 and put $15,000 in your 401k, the government only taxes you as if you made $65,000. You're basically getting a discount on your wealth building. It's like the government is accidentally helping you get rich. Brick number 6, the stealth account. Have you heard of an HSA? A health savings account? Most people use it like a gift card for doctor visits. That is a huge mistake. It's actually a triple tax advantage powerhouse. The money goes in tax-free, grows tax-free, and comes out tax-free for medical expenses. If you can afford to pay for your Band-Aids and checkups out of pocket, let that HSA money sit in the stock market and compound for 20 years. It's like a super-powered Roth IRA. Now, you might be wondering, Bill, what do I actually buy inside these accounts? The financial world loves to talk about picking winners and beating the market. Don't listen to them. Even the pros with the fancy suits and the Ivy League degrees fail to beat the market 95% of the time over the long run. If the experts can't do it, why should you try? The secret is to be aggressively boring. Buy low-cost index funds. These are funds that basically own a little bit of every company in the market. Warren Buffett, the greatest investor ever, famously bet $1 million that a simple S&P 500 index fund would beat a group of high-paid hedge fund managers over 10 years. He won by a landslide. He even told his family to put their inheritance into an index fund. If it's good enough for Buffett, it's good enough for us. Keep it simple with a 3-fund portfolio, a total U.S. stock fund, an international fund, and a bond fund. Or, if you want to be really hands-off, just buy a target date fund that does the rebalancing for you. But here's the most important part, the part that no one likes to talk about. The biggest threat to your $50,000 isn't a market crash or a bad fund. It's you. It's your emotions. When the market drops, and it will drop, most people panic. They sell everything at the bottom because they want to wait for things to settle down. But the market's best days almost always happen right after its worst days. If you miss just the 10 best days of the market over 20 years, your total wealth is cut in half. Think about that. You experience all the stress of the crash and none of the reward of the recovery. The solution? Automation. Set it and forget it. Don't look at the news. Don't check your balance every day. Let the machines do the work. Investors who use boring, automatic funds perform way better than people who try to time the market because automation saves you from your own fear. Let's check back in with Alex and Jamie 5 years later. Alex's $50,000 has barely budged. On paper, it's $52,000, but because of inflation, he can actually buy less now than he could 5 years ago. He's still waiting for the right time. Jamie, on the other hand, followed the plan. The high-yield savings account earned thousands in interest. The Roth IRA and 401k have been compounding like crazy. Without a second job or a lucky lottery ticket, Jamie's $50,000 has turned into nearly $100,000. Alex isn't dumb. He's just paralyzed. And that paralysis is the most expensive mistake you can make. Charlie Munger once said the first $100,000 is the hardest part, but you have to do it. You're already halfway there. Once you hit that 6-figure mark, the math starts doing the heavy lifting for you. The people who turn $50,000 into $500,000 aren't geniuses. They just made a decision to stop waiting. They moved the emergency fund. They captured the match. They opened the Roth. They chose the boring index fund. And then, they went out and lived their lives while their money worked the night shift. So, take a look at your accounts. Are you an Alex or are you a Jamie? The path to wealth isn't a sprint. It's a series of small, smart moves made today. Don't let your caution cost you a fortune. Start building your tower. You've worked hard for your money. Now, it's time to make your money work hard for you. See you at the top.